Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast for a brand new episode this week, where it is a bit of a different format for the episode. Obviously, as it comes to kind of January time, we like to put all the players that we've got in this squad together, spend a wee bit talking actually about them individually. How are they going to last under Philippe Clement for Rangers? Are they going to go out on loan? Would we extend their contracts if they're obviously running out in the summer? And just simply get rid players that have been here maybe too long, players that aren't good enough, and we've had for the summer now to January to kind of make up our minds. Clement
Mm.
said he's time to make up his mind as well. So I think it'll be telling to see who's away off to Spain in the training camp as well. I think that's maybe tomorrow that happens. So by the time you're watching this, we might know who's actually there, and who's maybe been left behind, which is a bit of an inkling to who's going to be leaving the club. But we'll get in with our thoughts. If you do like, subscribe, and share for us, it'd be much appreciated. Firstly, starting with Adam Devine. He's came out randomly as the first option, and that's pretty easily a loan deal that has to happen for me. Adam Devine said no minutes this season, I don't believe. So he has to go out on loan. We need to see if he's actually going to be up to much. I mean, he was decent when he came into the squad tail end of last season, but apart from that, we've not seen him.
They're saying anything. But I definitely alone's probably best for him. Half the time you forget these players are still at the club, also a young player as well. And you want them to get minutes as well. You don't want them just to be there to make up the numbers, do you know what I mean? Especially Europe as well. Obviously, we need the Scottish internationals. So I don't know, no, definitely alone. Get him out on loan, forgot he was still there, man. But obviously the next man we're about to talk about this is a one that's been bigged up so far in it, with a deal apparently going to Italy or what have you, Jack. You take it away, let us know.
Aye, next on the list is Ridvan Yilmaz. Obviously, came into the squad in the last 4 or 5 games, starting, playing really well. I think we've adapted that left back position to suit him a lot more. Being inverted, driving in with his pace and his sort of creativity in the middle of the pitch, creating chances, and I think that's benefited him and does really well. I think we saw the best of Ridvan Yilmaz, to be honest, and I really do hope that continues after the break. But it looks like he might be on his way out to Hellas Verona. I was a bit upset actually when I seen the news because he's came in. He's kind of it's his first sort of run he started to put together. Obviously, he came into the squad when the league was all said and done for the last split games, and I thought he done well there, but really struggled to get any game time. He's been out injured and stuff, and that's maybe the only thing question mark you have about Ridvan Yilmaz is can he really stay fit and become Rangers' number one left back for the full season? But looks like he could be on his way to Hellas Verona. They're obviously looking to get rid of Josh Doig, with Rangers, Leeds, and others sort of interested in him. So it could be interesting to see if one goes one way and we obviously get Josh Doig in. But personally, for me, I would love to keep Ridvan Yilmaz. It just seems that the club have maybe made up their mind and he's going to be leaving.
It seems that way. It seems like the club have made up their mind. I'm the same as you. I wasn't really happy about it. The guy's finally getting a proper run in the team, and all of a sudden it feels like we're just trying to push him out, get him out the door and get the money in. And obviously, he's not had the quickest or the best thing with starts, injuries and what have you, but it's quality. Obviously, you think about the goal against Livingston as well. So I think it's only upwards for Yilmaz if we keep him at the club. For me, it'd be a real shame, obviously, to see him go, but you never know. But I definitely is a keeper for me.
Nah, to keep me young, definitely. Then on to Leon Balogun. Obviously, he comes under the kind of extend category. He's been brung in this summer, obviously, in a 1 year deal. Be running out at the end of the season. Do you see him getting another kind of extension? For me, I think it's time to maybe look elsewhere. I think Balogun's been pretty steady when he's came into the team over the past couple of months. But for me, I'd be looking to get rid of a lot of the centre halves that we've got. To be honest, um, it's a difficult one because he's played well. He's reliable. Do you think he would sit there for another year, maybe?
You never, I mean, obviously everyone goes on about if he was a bit younger and what have you. The partnership, obviously, with him, Connor Goldson's fantastic. I can't see us personally keeping him on for another year. I think he's came in, he's done it fantastically well. Maybe was he looking to get into coaching as well? So
Mm-hmm.
maybe that would be an area where he might extend and in the coaching kind of area. But who knows? I mean, as you say, most of the centre halves you're looking to maybe chalk out the door and recruit some more. But Balogun for me, obviously, been fantastic so far this season. But I'd probably say it's after this season done with Balogun really. I could
Nah,
see them looking to maybe extend for another year. You never know, but I would probably say it's after this season we're done for Balogun.
Nah, yeah, it's a difficult one. We'll put him in get rid now. Obviously, he's not going to be going anywhere in January, but it's just a
Wait and
case
see the
of
comments, by the way. Wait and see. Get ready, Balogun, or you no, well, hang on a minute. Watch the video and see.
aye,
You know what I
just
mean?
a case of obviously we want him to stay until the end of the season. But the reason they extend kind of category was there to see if obviously they stay beyond the summer. But I think Balogun will
Mm.
probably leave. I'll put him actually in keep for that right now because it'll make it probably a bit easier. So I'll put him in keep the now. Borna Barisic, just
Get
simple.
ready.
Just get rid of him, please.
Get ready.
Borna Barisic cannot. Please, that's what annoyed me about the Red Van Yilmaz news. Barisic will be staying. That's what annoyed me about it.
I'm done. Honestly, if this guy stays, if they extend the deal at all, I'm done, man. He has to go. He's not at the level. He's dropped off. I seen rumours was it Croatia going back to Croatia and then rumours maybe going to Italy as well. But please, whoever, take him. I'm begging you, get rid of him. Take him off the
Nah,
books.
nah, it's time for Barisic to go. I mean, it's been far too long, and we're looking for refreshment in that area. And Barisic, for me, again, drop him out of the team so often as well with injuries and stuff. It's time to hopefully cash in, get a wee bit of cash back for him in January, before his contract runs out. But
I don't, I don't think we're going to get any money for him, mate. I think he's going to be one that just walks out of the club and goes into a new club. Honestly, which is silly. You look at
well,
maybe
hopefully
the
it doesn't get extended. That would be aye.
well, it's the main thing. But you look at a couple obviously seasons ago and what have you, the potential money we could have got from him, what have you. You just think to yourself, we should have sold him at that time.
Nah, nah, easily get rid of Barisic for us too. Butland obviously is going to be staying, no qualms about that. He's been brilliant. Cantwell, I mean, he's going to be staying, but he's had his critics this season. So
Yeah.
far up to this point, rightfully so, I think.
Rightfully so. I'm one of them. Obviously, do you know what I know I'll come under Hingley for saying it, but I'd maybe look at putting him in the same Hingley as Barisic for me. I'm just no thing, or whatever. Love a guy, whatever you. But I'm expecting goals and I'm expecting assists. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not seeing any of that at all. I get he's whatever you, but I'm not seeing any of the stuff that I'm really looking for Cantwell. But obviously he's a keep. We're not going to get rid of him in January or whatever you or anything like that. But for me, if he doesn't buck it up or whatever you in the
Nah,
summer,
in the summer, that's when we could definitely be maybe having a question about. But um, for me, obviously, he's going to stay beyond January. But aye, as you say, could be one
just
to be
you're
looked at.
expecting, as I say, I'm expecting a assist most games than I go every other game personally for me. But you also get the stretch to buck up the ideas and see what happens, and hopefully the wee breakaway could be beneficial for him.
Nah, I
Um,
hope so. Time to kind of reset for him. Hopefully get back to his best. Obviously, he's got 2 goals and 3 appearances, which is good. But we need more of that. We need kind of more of that delivering game upon game. So we'll see how fit he comes back in the break. Jose Cifuentes, a really strange one so far up to this point. I mean, me and you were absolutely buzzing to get this guy over the line in the summer. It's been really again stop start for him. He's came into the side. He's been injured. He's kind of looked lackluster at times. Other times he's been really good. I'm still an advocate for this guy. If we get him playing regularly and if we get him hopefully getting more minutes, I think he's a decent player to have. But again, you would maybe think he's not maybe acclimatising to what Scottish football's about. Maybe it'd be best to kind of try and get rid of him and get some money in. But I do think and we'll keep him the now. I think if he obviously doesn't play up that much up until the summer, it could be different. But I think when he came into the side, he said good games against Hearts and he was good against Betis away and stuff like that. I think he's kind of maybe starting to pick it up a wee bit, but we're just not kind of seeing him enough. There's players obviously ahead of him now as well, so it'll be interesting to see how he tries to win back the shot.
it will be interesting to see that, obviously. But I just think it's one of them where maybe needs a season just to adapt to how it is up here. Obviously some players have got that. Obviously Lundstrom, you think as well. He took him a bit of time to adapt and what have you. So I just think it's maybe adapting, but I'll definitely keep him. I don't see us getting rid of him at all.
Nah, and then Danilo obviously he'll be staying. He won't be going anywhere. He's sitting in his couch now with a broken ankle or whatever it is. So be lucky to maybe see him before the end of the season. Next season will be big for him though. Obviously, I think he started decent. He's clearly a striker that needs to take more chances right enough with the ones he's missed. He's obviously scored some important goals for us. He's scored good goals. He's always kind of a threat up there. I liked what I've saw of him so far, and hoping he just kind of gets back to a speedy recovery and he'll be a good option for us next season. It's just a shame how he's kind of got these two big injuries in his first season for Rangers, but it wouldn't be Rangers without big injuries. So, aye, Dinny will obviously stay. Ben Davies for me, I'm looking to cash in and get some money back for him and just get rid of him. But the thing I was thinking about when we were before we came on here and just before this episode was even in the works is how has Ben Davies only made 4 appearances in the Scottish Premiership, but he's played every Europa League game? Like, but he's been good in the Europa League, but he's been shite in the Scottish Premiership.
Aye, I
Just
mean,
a strange player for me.
a really strange player. Aye, taking corners as well. By the way, let's not forget that as well.
I forgot about
Really
that.
taking the corners. Nah, just a championship defender really for me. I don't see us keeping him at all really. If it's not this window, I expect the next window for Ben Davies to leave the club. Probably a championship team, as I say, or what have you. Taking him on, I mean, that's a strange one in itself, making the European appearances, but then playing 4 games in the league is just a really thing strange. So I know definitely for me, he's out in the summer.
Nah, I'd be looking to get my money back. Well, for him, obviously, come on, it's kind of made that clear as well. He's not making too many squads in the Premiership. He's obviously in the Europa League squad because he's selected. We had lack of numbers, obviously, for what Beale picked. So, aye, he'll probably leave maybe in January, or definitely probably in the summer. Cyril Dessers is a strange one again because I mean he's contributing with goals and assists at times, but his all round play is just it's shocking. He's not going to be a Rangers number 9. Let's put it that way. He's playing because he's the only striker we have at the moment, and we've paid big money for him. We're kind of hoping it works out for the best, but so far 6 months for Cyril Dessers. Would you try and just keep trying to get rid of him, or would you keep him?
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're obviously we've not talked about him yet, but if it looks like one's going, I think one stays. And I think Dessers is probably going to stay. I just you can't get a day obviously him and Lammers at the same time, although we both love that. I just feel he's
Aye.
more likely to stay out of the two of them.
Nah, I think Dessers will probably stay. He's obviously in moments. I feel like he's shown me quite a bit, but it's just big moments that really phase this guy. And I mean, the Celtic chance comes back to me all the time. The game just before the break there against Kilmarnock. I mean, he tries to take too many touches on the ball in the box and doesn't get shots away, and he just doesn't look like a striker to me. But then on the other hand, he plays an absolute defence splitting pass to Ross McCausland for the opener. He's a weird player, but aye, I don't expect to get rid of him.
It's just I think it's confidence and hopefully with, as I say, the break coming up and what have you, maybe Clement really gets to work with him and help him with that. But as you say,
No.
he's going to keep the now.
And then next, Kieran Dowell. Kieran Dowell's absolutely fantastic for me. I think he's a great football player. I really liked him since he's came into the squad
Thought he
again.
was good man. And then he comes back and he's fantastic.
It's the thing you never really believe these WhatsApp chats and follow forums and stuff because I think it was a couple of months ago I heard that he's surplus to requirements. He's been told to leave in that, and then obviously he comes back into the squad in 2 really strong 90 minutes. He put in just back for injury. Came on the Celtic game, could have done better for 1 or 2 of the chances, but just looking at him, he's so comfortable in the ball. He's an option we can have kind of deep line next to Lundstrom that will allow us to kind of break teams down. And I just think he's a good football player. I just think he's a player that could be really key for us. And similar to kind of what people say about Tom Lawrence, I think he's a better player than Tom Lawrence. I'm going to be honest with you. I really do prefer Kieran Dowd to him.
No, I mean I could see why, as you say, quality player, and I know he's definitely a keeper for me. But I'm the same as you, mate. Haven't you said there? I can't really say it any better. I would say he's probably better than Lawrence as well. But I mean, the next one we've got here as well, Connor Golson. We already know what that is. I think the
Aye.
next getting on here is a bit Jacko in it. Aye, there's that. Who's that?
I think that's Leon King, but obviously Goldson will be staying. He's probably going to stay here until his contract runs out again, which is like 2026 or something like
27.
that. So,
Wow.
he could again extend, but I expect Connor Goldson to be here probably to the tail end of his career. And I mean, he has been a fantastic servant for the club. And again, somebody I'll always continually kind of back. And the defence, in my opinion, doesn't isn't the same without him. So,
No.
I think the key kind of to look at for Niels Coppin and Philippe Clement over the next couple of seasons is to see how can we get a guy as good as Goldson to kind of when Goldson leaves. be that kind of guy in defence. So that'll be an interesting one to look at. For me, I don't believe that answer is going to be Leon King, who's the next one. He needs to play games again. It's been a strange time at Rangers for Leon King so far, coming into the team under Van Bronckhorst, playing in the Champions League games and stuff, and being next to James Sands. Obviously, the two of them, it didn't benefit either of the two of them. It was a harsh kind of time we were watching the two of them at centre half, but again, we've not seen Leon King too much after that, and he really needs to go out and develop and play games. Same as kind of Alex Lowry's doing at the moment. Obviously, he's not getting too much game time in Hearts, but to kind of experience a different climate, I feel like he has to kind of go out.
No, I would say he has to go out on loan, as you say, with obviously Champions League games and what have you. It sort of for me felt like obviously it was one of the only options, but at the same time, kind of like, oh, we got a young upcoming centre half here. Do you know what I mean? Maybe pump him out for money, but the young man definitely needs to go out on loan and get some minutes, even if it's obviously another Scottish side or what have you, maybe a Championship side, maybe wherever. He just needs to go and play football. Obviously, when he has played, there has been moments where you think yourself as a player there, so you definitely want to go out and get game time, get minutes.
Nah, and then Sam Lammers is pretty
Get
easily.
ready.
Try your
Yeah.
best to cut ties with Sam Lammers. I mean, it's looking probably likely that it's going to be a loan, but it's just a deal that's not worked out at all. I mean, if you've got a guy that's £3.5 million, he can't even get on when you need a goal in an Old Firm game. You know you've fucked up that business just completely. So, aye, for me, obviously, and everybody associated with Rangers, Lammers has to go.
He has to go. I mean, think for the start of the season, obviously pre-season, you're thinking to yourself, Lammers looks all right, looks a bit decent. Obviously
Is that
got the
how
goal.
bad we were though under Beale, do you think?
Aye, exactly. No, that was how bad we were under Bill. And hopefully, as we say here, Bill takes him. Obviously, the rumours with Sunderland maybe taking him on loan. Take him, please. Take
Nah.
him away. But no, it's just no worked out at all. And I would say for the benefit of him, he probably does need to leave the club.
Nah, he's not. He's not going to go on the pitch, to be honest. And the next one, Tom Lawrence, obviously out injured again. Nobody has any idea what the timeline of that injury is, what the injury is, if he's going to play again this season. Again, just a really strange time for Tom Lawrence, plagued with injuries. We've saw good flashes at times, but I am looking to get rid of Tom Lawrence now. To be honest with you, he's really. It's just really these players are starting to really annoy me with how many wee injuries they pick up and don't try and play on. They don't like they just die. Oh, I'm injured and it just the same shit every time. For me, I'd love to give Lawrence another chance because I think he's a good player, but he's not going to be reliable enough when you get rid of him.
No, I would definitely agree there. These prone players do need to obviously leave the club. And as you say, I don't know what's wrong with him at all. Was it his leg or is it his knee
Similar
or
to Ryan Jack, no idea what's actually
idea?
up with him.
Well, I think with Ryan Jack, it's obviously because it's no international, so he's a bit nervous to obviously play. Like you know what I mean? I'm always young. No, I would definitely get rid of Lawrence. I mean, MLS or somewhere for Tom Lawrence now, innit? Really?
Nah, I think Tom Lawrence he might get a crack at it, to be honest, till the end of the season and see if he can stay fit when he's back. But as we see at this moment, recording this, no idea what if he's actually what the injury is. So we'll see. And then probably the easiest decision I've had to make is John Lundstrom has to get his contract extended, but it does have to be on kind of reduced terms. I believe he's on one of the highest earners of the club. I think that will need to take maybe a significant decrease if he gets an extension, couple of year contract. I think couldn't do anybody any harm. I mean, he's available all the time. The contrast and comparison for me with Lundstrom and Lawrence is Lundstrom goes down, gets a harsh injury in his ankle, plays on, then I have to go off at half time, make sure he's back for the Old Firm game, and he's been back, played a couple of 90 minutes. So, aye, easy, extend him.
No, it's an easy decision. Obviously, extend him. Obviously, he said he would love to stay at the club what's it, for the rest of his career or whatever that kind of part like sitting out with. So, obviously, performance wise as well, as you say, just there gets the injury and then comes in for the Old Firm and he's superb, fantastic. And obviously, he's been one that obviously polarizing a bit with the fans. You know what I mean? Some you can either love him or you either you know what I mean dislike him or what have you. But no, I would definitely extend John Lundstrom absolutely.
No, definitely. And then Rabbi Matondo, my boy, he's not seen too much game time since he came back for his injury. I don't know if that's a bit telling that they might try and get rid of him, but I still feel like Rabbi Matondo can offer
Have faith.
us. I think he can offer us something. I hope. I pray.
Faith, I have faith. I do think he can still offer us something as well. Obviously, as I said to you as well, last couple of episodes, that just maybe have a feeling maybe Clement's no keen on him so far or what have you. But I just think he's always a quality option. Still, I know he's made didn't come on proper in the old firm, whatever you can play, but I still think he's a proper option for us.
Nah, I think so as well. And Ross McCausland has been one of the success stories of the season so far. Gets his first league goal the other day as well. He's just been an absolute revelation. We've needed a guy to come in and play right wing. McCausland finally, as somebody for the academy, stepped up and really looked the part in this first team.
And not only that as well, play for the badge as well, gets what it means. Do you know what I mean? For myself, you, and everybody listening or watching, it's just fantastic to see one of the young players actually come into the team and also keep a place and play fantastically well. So it's obviously a keep.
Nah, and then Robbie McCrory, a bit of a strange one. Obviously, before Jack Button came in, we were like, right, this could be next Rangers #1. Yet to see a minute, I believe, this season. Obviously, Butland's he has been that good. He's absolutely unbelievable for us. I think Robbie McCrory will probably be assessing his options now, to be honest with you. I think he might say, look, I need to go and play football. I think he's 26, 27 now. Obviously, he's making the Scotland squads and stuff, but he's not playing games. So I think, obviously, for the now, I would keep him. He's obviously a decent backup, but I think in the summer he'll probably be assessing his options and maybe look to go.
And rightfully so, as I say. You know, when we go back to all the time, you think about the European game and then the Old Firm, fantastic in them. So I mean, whoever gets the young man, if he does decide to go in the summer, fair credit. You know what I mean? Get a really good goalkeeper there. But as you say, Jack Butland obviously coming in, being the number 1. Does he maybe want to stay, be the number 2? You don't know. You know what I mean? But I definitely be smart enough to obviously assess his options, especially with obviously one of the old keepers we're going to be talking about. That's a defos get rid.
Nah, we may as well just do that now. John McLaughlin, just
Stadium man.
he's obviously going to leave the club upon his expiry in the summer, I would imagine. The next one, Cole McKinnon, again similar. He's made a lot of match day squads, but yet to get on the pitch. And I feel like again he's had a loan at Partick Thistle and stuff. He kind of needs to go out and play games. He's in a good area of the pitch, but we've got centre attacking midfielders like Lowry and Cantwell and stuff that he can learn off. But these players need to go out and play. Like I just if obviously McCausland's got his chance and he's playing, but it just seems like these guys aren't going to get a look in until they're kind of proving themselves out somewhere else. So, Cole McKinnon probably go out and loan.
Own wise, say I just obviously the young players get them around the first team and obviously just there to make up the numbers as well. You feel, but obviously they need to go out and they need to play, or else you're never gonna. You know what I mean? As I say to you all the time, you need to give him a chance as well. Look at McCausland and what's happened with him. So definitely give the boy a loan, get himself out there and get him playing football.
Raskin obviously made his return against Kilmarnock. A guy we need to keep fit. He's next to Lundstrom, and you can say Dujon Sterling now, Kieran Dowell. We've got a whole host of midfielders that can play in the same role, but I feel like Raskin just kind of does it at a different level for all of them. I feel he's our best midfielder when he's fit. Just really excited to see him back now. Hopefully, he can stay fit for the rest of the season because he's a vital player for us. He's going to be.
No, he's definitely going to be a vital player for us. I think it's obviously an easy option. He's definitely a keep. But next man, obviously we're about to talk about here. That's
It was his 31st birthday yesterday, Kemar Roof, but it's time.
it's
It's
time.
time.
It is time. Definitely is time for Kemar Roof. Fantastic player, obviously, when he's fully fit and what have you, but the problem has been staying fit. And it's, as I say, one of these players where you just have to cut ties. You just have to let them go. Thank them, obviously, for the contributions and what have you. Sensational goals. But it's time to go.
Nah, I mean, you think back to even Real Betis away. He comes on, he wins you the game. He's the guy that gets you to that point in the Europa League. But the next game he gets injured when he gets to start. It's like nothing's ever worked out for Kamaru with his health and his fitness, and it's been a shame because the same term that we use for Lawrence and we use for Jack and everybody else that's kind of nursing injuries long term is all when they're fit though they're great, but when do we actually see them fit? It's not enough, and Kamaru will be. He'll probably be leaving the club upon the expiry of his contract, and there's no way we're extending his contract. A player that we'll probably look back on and think, aye, absolutely fantastic striker. His goal return's been really good for Rangers considering what he's played, but we need to get somebody we can rely on up there because I mean we're relying on Dessers at the moment. It'd be nice to have somebody like Roof on the bench just as like a for that old firm game. Just imagine having a Kamar Roof on the bench to throw on. That's what it all boils down to, the availability of the players, and it's just the exact same as Ryan Jack. I thought Ryan Jack obviously when we done this last season, he was extend his contract for me because he's obviously in the middle of the park. We thought we're getting a kind of overhaul in terms of players. He would be the kind of one to steady us forward, but we've not seen him since Livingston away. I think that was before the international break, like two international breaks ago, or something like that. Like, aye, aye, has to go.
It's just time, as I say, it's just time with these players. And as I say, I just love Ryan Jack. We all love Ryan Jack, but if you're going to sit there and you're going to come on for what, 3 minutes or whatever, and then just pick up in it, I just don't get it. I just don't understand why he's so thinking to make the national team. Do you know what I mean? I just,
Nah,
especially when
the
you're like,
the the agreement has to be made now.
it has to be made. Do you know what I mean? You'd think obviously we coming to the latter stages of your career, you maybe just want to focus more on club level and what have you. But obviously, we know on his days, fantastic, sensational. But it's just one of them where it is time. Maybe go and link up with Scott Arfield in the MLS. You never know. But just obviously Keema as well, touching on there as well. I mean, if Keema was younger and fitter, do you know what I mean? If you'd be, oh, dearie me, it'd be sensational. But it's just time for obviously players like Lawrence Roof and Jack, I feel like, to go because you can't keep having these players just constantly pick up injuries and just sitting at the couch, you know what I mean, getting a wage. That's what it feels like, really. It's time to let them go, man.
Nah, definitely. Both agreeing on the two of them. Scott Wright again is another one.
Lofty Turkey.
It's time to. Scott Wright is has been a guy. How many times have we done this? Near
Oh,
enough every season,
every year
and
he's
we've put
got it.
Scott Wright in the get rid the sell section every time, and he's still at Rangers.
Oh,
I mean,
hanging
he had
on.
that small wee purple patch when Clement came in and get his goal at Hampden and stuff like that. But I mean, coming on in the Old Firm game last week, for instance, didn't affect the game one bit at all. And aye, it's time for players like this. He's mediocre at best. There's nothing against Scott Wright as a person and his effort that he's put into the Rangers badge and every time he stepped on the pitch. He's not good enough for where we want to be. We have to have players that come in and like Abdel Asima, for instance. You take him off, you want somebody kind of like for like to come on, and the quality just goes down when you bring Scott Wright on.
I mean, as you say, every time we've done these, he's in there, but somehow he manages to just hang on and just stay at the club. No, it's time. It's just time for player like this to go. And as you say, obviously touching on Sima there as well, just coming on, you want somebody with the work rate and you know what I mean, the legs that he has, obviously to keep going. So it's definitely time to get ready. Scott Wright, man.
Nah, and then obviously the man when we're talking about Abdel Asima, just please extend his contract. He's make his loan permanent. It's going to be such a tough deal to do, I believe. I think again with these loan players that come into the club and obviously play really well, and obviously Brighton are a Premier League club, and it's going to be hard to kind of wangle that fee down a wee bit so that where we can afford it. But for me, we have to kind of try and do everything in our power to keep him.
We have to do absolutely everything in our power. I don't want to obviously a situation where it happened for you last season with Tillman, where it was absolutely heartbreak for you. But it's got to be done. And obviously, as you say, Brighton might be difficult to negotiate, but I just have the fingers crossed that we could maybe get a player like that. Obviously, in a permanent would be it'd be sensational.
No, I think hopefully in the summer we can maybe, even before the summer, maybe try and work a deal out with Brighton the way we get him. You would want to keep a good relationship with Brighton. Obviously, we've been linked with Steven Alzat, that's midfielder for Brighton as well, the Colombian. So you would like to keep that relationship spot on
Strong.
with Brighton because I mean, look at the players they bring through consistently. So aye, by all means, I think Seema's been one of the massive success stories of the season so far. Started quite slow, but really acclimatized and really settled in quite quickly after that. He's been ever present at left wing. He's been getting goals, and I think it's 15 for his total now already. So good luck to him out in AFCON, but hopefully he's back as soon as possible because he's key for us. Um, Going on to then John Souttar. John Souttar again, really, really weird for him so far. We knew we were signing a player that was obviously injury prone, but I mean, for Balogun to be ahead of him and stuff, he's probably going to stay due to his uh, homegrown quota for Europe and stuff. But maybe in the summer again, John Souttar maybe try and improve that position. He's not really impressed me all the time he's played. To be honest with you, I feel it again. Kyle Vassell going through for Kilmarnock the other day. Why didn't he try and? He just didn't look strong enough as a defender for me.
I mean, I can see your points 100%. I just think it's obviously a bit inconsistent as well. You know what I mean? Being in the team, then out the team, sort of kind of thing as
Nah,
well.
that doesn't
Obviously,
help either.
fitness. fitness as well. Sometimes when I watch him play, he just doesn't look fully at it. As you say, obviously about that game as well. I just break the boy in two. That's what I'd have done anyway. Why I don't play football. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's definitely a keep, obviously. So you can't get rid of obviously have they. So that's a keep. But I mean, the Gouge, the Stirling, oh, that's a keep. That I mean, these last two are probably are defos keeps, but
Yeah, obviously the two of them will be going keep as
Stirling,
well. Dujon Sterling. I mean, if we had maybe had done this obviously a couple of months before, he really came into the team quite late on in 2023 under Clement. Didn't get his first games for quite a while, but I mean, he's took his chance when he's had it. He's came into a new position.
doesn't
He's
look at
been
that play.
absolutely brilliant. Obviously, he's young. He's, as you say, he doesn't look out of place. And aye, for me, just kind of so far so good for Dujon Sterling. And I just really hope that continues in his game. We might have got that kind of midfield replacement we we're looking for Ryan Jack. We might kind of look to make him permanent in that midfield area. But I think he's been really good every time I've saw him.
I mean, I wouldn't complain. He doesn't look out of place at all. That's somebody that's supposed to obviously be a fullback playing in that obviously middle of the park. He just doesn't look out of place. Obviously, Rangers posted the cheeky wee nice Iniesta kind of style. I play for my boy there. Do you know what I mean? Doing the guy taking him on. I know. I just think he's fantastic, and obviously Tav's a no-brainer. It's obviously you see until he probably retires, and then he'll be
Nah,
on Rangers TV doing the punditry. Do you know what I mean? That's how it goes. But I know the Goosh. It's obviously a stain.
nah, yes. The two of them, obviously, Tavernier's influence to this team is second to none. Wins as a cup, is available every game, plays every game 90 minutes. I mean, you need to kind of look at Tavernier now
There's
and
no,
think, guy, there's no way you can try and replace that guy. It's unbelievable what he's given us for years and years, and the only thing that he hasn't got is more trophies. And you just hope, right, this season, make a real push in the next year. The league's still wide open. We're in the Scottish Cup still, obviously. That's the first game coming back up. And then the Europa League's all to play for again. There's pushes to be made everywhere, and we'll already get one trophy under our bag this season. So hopefully the captain can kind of lead us on and make it a really successful season. But he contributes all the time. His goals and assists. You can't really say any more about him.
you can't. I just obviously you can't. I just now there's nothing you can say for me to criticise him as I say. Steps up time and time again, and as you say, only thing it's lacking is more trophies. Obviously, the thing that we want to see more of, but hopefully with this season, as he's talking about, we get to see more of them.
No, no, and that's been the tier list. I mean, I don't think we've forgot anybody. If we have, let us know in the comments. Let us know also your thoughts on the squad. Do you agree with our selections? Would you maybe keep Tom Lawrence, Scott Wright, stuff like that? Let us know in the comments of the YouTube video, and we'll be back next week, probably looking at who we would sign. There's obviously been a couple of rumours about Emmanuel Dennis, one I'm particularly kind of excited about. Stephen Alzati, obviously we mentioned him, the Brighton midfielder. Lon Shankland has obviously been rumoured for, he's going to be rumoured forever probably. Um, and obviously there's been a couple of left backs as well that have been kind of in the mix. But next week, hopefully by that point, it'll be kind of more definitive rumours. Maybe there'll be a couple of more players signed, and then we can really put our stamp on who we think we could still improve. This is a telling point for us. I still feel that we need to improve the middle of the park and probably the defensive options. Looking at this, so it'll be interesting to see if we get those numbers in, um, and we'll have a look at that obviously next week on the episode at who we would like to sign. But until then, if you can like, subscribe, and share, and comment below, obviously your thoughts, be much appreciated.